welcome to the show. We got a lively little crowd today. I'm feeling very excited about this. Now, even though I do love sitting in my soft pants, ordering food, and digging in on the couch, I also obviously really like to cook. So all this week, I'm gonna be showing you my takes on some takeout classics. So get ready for day 2 of my take on takeout. So today, we are doing a corner shop classic kind of vibe. I feel very British after a football game, but this type of football, not this type of football, because we are making shawarma today, chicken shawarma. Aaron and my husband likes to call it a meat cone, because it's just a big cone of meat, and they shave it off the side, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's super spiced meat, and it's totally delicious. But I don't know about you, at home, I do not have a spear to put my chicken on, to rotisserie cook it like that. So that is not something that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show you how to do sort of shawarma at home with all the flavor that you're looking for and those crispy little bits. It's gonna be delish. So to get started, I have got my chicken here. I've got 750 grams of boneless, skinless chicken thighs. I like to use chicken thighs because they stay nice and juicy as they cook in the oven. Chicken breasts tend to dry out. Chicken thighs, I've overcooked them. Nobody knows. Just don't tell them. It's gonna be still juicy and wonderful. So those are looking perfect. Also, when you get them boneless and skinless, when they remove that bone, they kind of roll out and get nice and thin, leaving more room for flavors to get into that chicken. So I wanna build kind of a flavorful, for lack of a better word, slurry on here. It doesn't sound great, but it's gonna give crispiness and flavor. So onto that chicken, I'm gonna add on 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Now that cornstarch is gonna help with a little bit of texture, and it's gonna help bind everything together in a beautiful way. So add that right on into that chicken. And then to start with that seasoning, we got a lot of spices. This is similar to yesterday. Yesterday, I made my coconut butter chicken, absolutely delicious, a lot of spices. When you're making takeout at home, you gotta open up that spice cupboard. Now, if you do not have a well-stocked spice cupboard, feel free to go to a bulk food store and just buy what you need. Nothing worse than buying the bag like this that's $7, because you're like, what a deal. You're never gonna use that much. Don't do it, just buy the little bit. So we're gonna start off with a little bit of cumin. So 1.5 teaspoons of cumin, and I love cumin. Anytime I am making even a vegetarian dish that I want to taste meaty and a little bit lemony, cumin goes in there. It's a little bit smoky, it's totally delish. Now, speaking of smoke, we're also gonna add in some smoked paprika. That is smoked paprika, right? Yeah, nice, Mary. Oh, I can tell from the back. We're good to go. All right, so I'm gonna add in 1.5 teaspoons of that. Smoked paprika, I refer to it as the bacon of your spice cupboard because it's really nice and smoky and delish. Then I'm gonna add in 1.5 teaspoons of cayenne. Now, if you don't like it this spicy, feel free to pull back on the cayenne pepper, but I like a little bit of heat. So add that on in. I know, we're going big. It's all good, don't worry, we're gonna be good, we're gonna be good. Then I'm gonna throw in a teaspoon of coriander, ground coriander. Now, coriander is actually the seed of cilantro. But if you don't like cilantro, you still might like coriander. It's a little more lemony, doesn't have that soapy taste that some people find. Now I'm adding in a teaspoon of turmeric for a really beautiful, again, lemony flavor and beautiful color. And then guess what, there's more spices coming in. We got 3 more and counting. I'm gonna add in 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Now I like to use garlic powder as opposed to fresh garlic because it doesn't burn as quickly. You get roasted garlic flavor without having to do anything other than open up a jar, which is a total dream. Now I can guarantee most of you have this one. We need 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. It sounds weird, but it brings this warmth into this. It's really great. So add that in. And then finally, we have got my very favorite spice, and that is nutmeg. But yes, I have a jar of nutmeg. But does anyone know where I like to keep my nutmeg? In my purse or my pocket. Yeah. We've got it, and I am gonna freshly grate that. Now, if you don't have fresh nutmeg at home, you can use the powdered type, but fresh grated nutmeg, honestly, once you try it, you're never gonna go back. It's so good. So just add in just a little pinch. Now I'm gonna season that up with about 1.5 teaspoons of salt, because this is a good amount of chicken. So just add that salt in. And then I'm gonna toss this together. You wanna give this a toss just to kind of combine those spices. While I'm tossing it, I'm gonna add on a little bit of oil. Just about 2 tablespoons is all you need to, again, make this into kind of again, a slurry. I know that's not a cute word when you're talking about food, but honestly, that's what you're looking for. It's gonna give you, again, binding. It's gonna make all those spices stay on there and give you the most delicious flavor ever. So give that a toss until you don't really see any powdery stuff anymore. So I'm gonna add in a bit more oil. This is You know when you're cooking at home or you watch a cooking show and you're like, that was more than 2 tablespoons. What are you doing? Yeah. I think I try to write recipes where 2 tablespoons will work, but honestly, a little bit more is not gonna hurt. It's gonna make it more delicious. All right, give that a toss together. That is looking beautiful. You can smell all of that seasoning. If you wanted to, you could also set this in the fridge, let it marinate, but you do not have to do that. There's enough flavor on here that it's gonna carry. Now, as opposed to making that like giant sword of meat that is usually in a shawarma shop, I'm gonna show you how I like to do it at home. So what you need are a couple of loaf pans. So the first one, I'm just gonna get my nonstick cooking spray, give it a good spray just to coat. You could also do this with oil, but I like the nonstick cooking spray and you'll see why in a second. Then you wanna grab your chicken. Again, those chicken thighs that kind of are flattened because of the way that they are broken down with that bone out, and just lay them in kind of evenly, just into a nice layer. And this is gonna build that kind of layered, beautiful kind of shawarma effect. Essentially, we're making a very strange meatloaf, but not with ground meat. So add that on top as well. Now, the second loaf pan that I have right here is to kind of press this down. So I'm gonna get that nonstick cooking spray. I'm gonna spray the bottom of the pan, and I'm gonna press this right on top and just press it down a little bit. That's gonna give you that compression, that's gonna give those nice, beautiful slices. It's also gonna give that contact with metal right onto that meat, and it's gonna make it beautiful and delish. So I'm gonna pop that into, right? Yeah. We got it. All right, I'm gonna pop this into a 350-degree oven, and that needs to go for about 40 to 45 minutes until cooked all the way through. Once that is done, I like to remove that top pan and just broil that for a few minutes just to give a little bit of golden brown color on the top. And then you end up with something that looks like this. Right now, you get a grand reveal. Just pull that top off. All that juiciness. I know, it looks kind of weird, but honestly, the juice in there, those flavors, absolutely out of control. So now you're gonna get it. It's gonna be juicy, so careful. We're gonna flip it away from yourself. 1, 2, 3. Ooh. If anybody watched last week, I do not have great record for flipping things. There's that beautiful chicken. Honestly, it smells so good in here. Then what I like to do is just grab your knife, grab some tongs, some clean tongs, and then just thinly slice that. You get all that juiciness. It looks so delicious. You're getting that vibe. Thinly slice it as thinly as you want. And then to put together your shawarma pita, all you need are some delicious Greek pitas. Heat them up in the microwave or in the oven just to make them nice and bendy. I've also got a little bit of a yogurt sauce with some garlic and some lemon in there, a little bit of pickled onion, maybe a little bit of some lettuce, cucumber, tomatoes, some tahini. Honestly, I'm really pumped about this, but I don't need chicken. So I thought, why not bring someone who is a friend to the show in here to give it a taste, visiting all the way from the Netherlands. Someone might be a familiar face to some of you. Please welcome Callista.
So crazy. I can't believe all that's happened to you since I've been gone.
I know, it's been wild.
I'm very happy for you.
Oh my gosh.
You deserve it.
Oh my God, thank you so much. So if you don't know, Callista and I used to work together on a show called The Marilyn Dennis Show.
Yeah, that thing, yeah.
Now, you might not recognize Callista, but this is her as Catrista.
My head!
This is her. Your head fell off. This was us. We were shooting a thing for, I think, 10 days of giveaways.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're a tree.
Yeah.
And we called this, I think this was like our cool, like...
Christmas Raps.
Christmas
It was our
album cover.
Yeah. Because we were at a choir, and I had to sing really bad.
Yes, you did.
But I do naturally sing bad, so it kind of worked out.
Honestly, it was a stone cold stunner of a performance.
That's one of my favorite Catrista reveals, and there was like 60 of them.
It was,
so.
oh man, that's pretty good. I'm glad I was part of that.
Oh, thank you. We also had a prom photo, too. We had a lot of good photos.
We did have really good photos.
We had some
well, I just love you so much. But honestly, when I found out you were coming, I was already making this shawarma situation. And then I decided, I was like, well, you live in the Netherlands. So I just Googled shawarma and Holland because I was like, maybe they do that there. And they do, but it's a really interesting dish called capsilon?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've made you a little bit of a treat. I need my oven mitts.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this is wild sounding.
Oh my God, yes!
We made capsilon for you. And capsilon, for anybody who's not in the know, is French fries with shawarma meat on top, with all the delicious toppings. And then in classic Beautiful Dutch fashion. A little bit of Gouda cheese on there.
Yeah.
Melted up. Now this feels like after bar food.
Well, it is. So, did you know that capsilon in Dutch, it actually means hairdresser?
What?
So when you go to the hairdresser, you're going to the capsilon, but also it's a dish you order at the snack bar. But
Okay.
the reason this came to be is in Rotterdam, there's this famous legend that this hairdresser went to a snack bar, asked for a little bit of everything because he was in a rush.
Yeah.
And they just threw everything into a plate, warmed it up a little bit,
Yeah.
and gave it to him because he didn't want a normal traditional wrap.
Yeah.
And so they named it after him and called it the capsilon, and now it's a famous Dutch food at the bar.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Well, do you want to give it? You can either try the chicken and or the capsilon.
I mean,
that has the
obviously
chicken on it.
this. It's got the Gouda. I
So you
missed
gotta
home
go for it.
already.
I
Yeah,
know.
here we are.
I am so excited. It's basically like Dutch poutine.
Yeah, fully.
Yeah.
This is the best bar food ever. I need to get a bit of
A
everything.
bit of
on
chicken,
this
I
bite.
know,
Yeah.
right? Oh, that's a good looking
That's a
bite.
good bite.
That's a good bite.
Mmm.
Oh, yeah. Was that nice?
Nailed it.
The chicken, right? Melissa, I'm so happy you're here. She's sitting in the audience, just the bees stinking knees. I love it so. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.